So welcome everyone. Today's session is on what we call the karmic balance sheet. So welcome to the session. Today we will be talking about karma and about our own personal balance sheets. Okay, so let's get started. So before that, should we do a short invocation? So let's close our eyes, connect the tongue to the palate. So tongue to the palate basically means connecting your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Now let's inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Let us invoke to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you for your priceless blessings, for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, divine love, mercy, inner healing, physical healing. Thank you for the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for your divine help and protection, for illumination, abundance, and prosperity. We thank you. Let's do the soul affirmation. I am that I am. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thought. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am connected with God. I am one with God, and I am one with all. Let's be aware of ourselves as a soul. Inhale and exhale. And once you're ready, gently open your eyes. So, karmic balance sheet is an interesting topic. So, when we think of balance sheet, what comes to our mind? So, for those of us who are familiar with finance, I guess you know, and for the rest of us, let's just discuss it. So, balance sheet is basically it's a sheet where we note down all the assets that we have and we note down all the liabilities that we have. And obviously, in the case of a financial balance sheet, we are talking about the assets and the liabilities from the financial point of view. Okay. Now we are going to talk about here about the karmic balance sheet. So, in terms of humans, we have three major things that we focus on, right? We focus on finances, on health, and on relationships. So, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the karmic balance sheet of relationships, finances, and health in these sessions. Okay. So, today's session is going to be on finances. So, I'm going to read from the book. It is called Achieve the Impossible by Master Choa. So so I hope some of us have come with a paper and pen. If not, you can just mentally make a note. So let's just think of what are the assets that we have in terms of finances, karmically. So sometimes we think, oh, I don't have enough income, or I don't have this and I don't have that, right? But first, let's think of what we do have. So for some of us, we perhaps have a home. For some of us, we perhaps have a job or we have a business which is generating money. How about assets, in the form of land that may be entangled somewhere, but you still have it? How about jewelry? How about other kinds of assets like, art or coins or things like that? Yeah. So we all of us have these financial assets, right? Now, on the other side, we have some liabilities. And some of our financial liabilities involve perhaps loans that we've taken from people, other people's money that is with us, etc., etc., etc. Now, see, financially, what happens is that both sides of the balance sheets are equally balanced. In the spiritual world, what we are looking for is that a way to improve our karmic balance sheet, which basically means to improve, to make the balance sheet in some sense bigger and to make it stronger. So, how do we make a balance sheet stronger? Financially speaking, the way we make a balance sheet stronger is to have a certain proportion of liquid assets and a certain proportion of fixed assets. So, what does that mean? That means that we have a certain amount of what we call liquid income, which is like cash and stocks and mutual funds. And we have some more assets which are not so movable, like, land and property, right? So, similarly, when we are talking about the karmic balance sheet, I just want to translate this a little bit and bring to your attention that there are certain plants that will grow very quickly. In 2, 3 months, you get the fruit. What are those? Like, let's say tomatoes, chana, peas, a lot of the vegetables like brinjals, okra, gourds. You plant the seed, spinach, you plant the seed, and in a couple of months, you have the fruit. A fruit as in, like, you get the result. So you can pick those tomatoes and you can eat them, right? But if you plant a mango tree, then what's going to happen is it's going to take at least 7 to 10 years to be able to give you any fruit. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we only invest in mango fruits? Like, once you plant a mango tree, not only is it going to give you fruits after 10 years, it's also going to give you a lot of fruit. And it's going to give you fruit for a very, very, very long time. The life of a mango tree is many, many, many years compared to a small shrub, which basically, you plant it, you get the tomatoes, you get the brinjals, and the plant is done. It's over, right? So when we are trying to strengthen our karmic balance sheet also, we need to be aware that there are some seeds that are going to manifest quickly, and there are some seeds that are going to take a longer time, but the result that they're going to give us are also long term. So again, as master would, this is one of master's sentences, not mine, he'd say, why are we talking about this? We're talking about this because in order to make our karmic balance sheet strong, we need to have both. Okay, we need to have the small, quick resulting things so that we have enough to live on. And we have the large trees which are going to give us, fruit over time, right? So how do we do this? The way we do this is by investing in certain types of assets. Now, for finances, that means that, let's say, for example, um, some people have been telling me that at this point in COVID times, they're having difficulty even doing small tithing, right? Or they don't have any income. So how do they start tithing? So the idea was that if you take 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, or maybe even 20 rupees a day, and you start giving that money away. Every day you give away 10, 20 rupees. I think most of us who can afford to get on a Zoom call definitely have the money. 10, 20 rupees should be doable, right? So try and tithe 10, 20 rupees every day. What will that 10, 20 rupees do? Though that is like small seed, it's like you plant a small seed and you get the fruit immediately, right? And for the big trees, we are going to plant some different seeds. So when we get income, we are going to make sure that we tie 10 to 15% of that. Okay. Now, why are we calling it karmic balance sheet? So among us, those of us who have done pranic healing, what you can do is you can just scan your, I'm sorry, I can't show you the hand movement, but if you know how to do it, of course, you know how to scan. So just scan your own karmic balance sheet from the short-term perspective and the long-term perspective. Okay, try to see where it is. Now, even if you can't scan, the beauty is that the result of the karmic balance sheet is usually in front of us, right? So if you're having financial issues, then we need to be aware of, okay, where are the seeds? Why is my karmic balance sheet not in balance when it comes to my finances? So a couple of things that Master Choa says, which I'm going to read. He says, when you become careless with money, it means that the basic chakra is not as strong and healthy as it should be. The lower chakras are the anchors of life. So the lower chakras are basically, the basic chakra and below. Your output in life is only as good as your chakras. The condition of the chakras affects your prosperity. And then he says, get pranic healing. Okay. He also says, if you want millions of dollars, give and share wisely. You must have good karma. If you do not invest, save and invest, there are fewer channels for your good karma to manifest. So again, going back to the karmic balance sheet topic, if you do not save and invest, there will be fewer channels for you to manifest your what's it? It will be difficult for you. You don't have enough channels. So what does that mean? That basically means that apart from having, let's say, a steady income, we also need to think of other sources of income. So for some of us, what happens is that we feel that money can only come from a job or money can only come from hard work. But we forget that there are other sources of income. For example, there is gifts, there is inheritance, there are family members who can perhaps, out of their goodwill or their love for you, they may actually be willing to give you a gift. So the point is, how do we improve that particular part of the karmic balance sheet? So there's the income aspect, and then there's, other family members and things like that. How do we improve that? Obviously, the people who can give you are not the people necessarily that you're going to give to, but perhaps you can give to others. So if you know of any needy relatives or any relatives in your family that require help, maybe not money, but at least with affection, with blessings. Again, after the Twin Hearts meditation, is one of the most powerful methods I know of improving our prosperity. So you can bless them specifically with whatever they are looking for, if they are looking for job or they are looking for work or any of those things. So basically, the idea is that in order to, as Master says, to create channels. So he says, if you do not save and invest, there are fewer channels to manifest good karma, right? So how do we create these channels? Give gifts, small gifts, big gifts, give gifts with generosity. And there was this one time I remember when a lot of gifts that my children were getting in school were actually items that people had just stored for a very long time. And when we got those gifts, it was kind of obvious that they had just been sitting there for like a couple of years. And so, of course, one year it was really bad, and I remember my children being really upset about it. And that year, thankfully, I got some guidance, and I thought about it. And for the next year, believe it or not, I gave fresh gifts to everybody, every child whose party my child went to. I bought new things and I gave it to them. And you may believe or not, and we also gave a couple of gifts to some orphanages. And it was unbelievable. The following year, the kind of gifts that my children received was just um, I don't know, like several years worth of it. Okay. So the reason I'm mentioning this is because, karmic, money is not the only thing. Money is something to be used to improve the karmic balance sheet. Okay. The financial balance sheet is to be used to improve the karmic balance sheet. The kind of gifts that my children received in those years was probably, in terms of just financial terms, was probably a lot more than what I had spent on giving gifts. So what also changed is my attitude. Okay, is that I will not give stuff that I don't want to receive. I will not give it to anybody either. Okay, so some people then ask me, like, so does that mean we don't give away our old clothes and things like that? No, of course you give it away, but don't give it away as a gift. And if you're giving it to somebody, then make sure that they know that these are, old things, because then you're also being honest. So honesty is also a really important factor for the karmic balance sheet. Okay, so I think we'll stop here in terms of the talk. Tomorrow we will continue a little bit. We'll talk about the karmic balance sheet of relationships. But again, those of us who know how to do pranic healing, I would request you to just scan your prosperity energy, scan the seeds that you have sown, and let's take a let's make this an opportunity when we do the twin hearts meditation, and also of course when we receive the mass healing, to be aware that we need to let go of perhaps of miserliness, of weakness in our basic chakra. So we'll be taking care of some of that in the mass healing session. Just a quick note for those who are watching this later on YouTube, we are not permitted to record the Twin Hearts meditation. So if you want a mass healing during the Twin Hearts meditation, then you have to join us at 4 o'clock India Standard Time on our Zoom ID. Okay. For everybody else, we've done the exercises. So close your eyes, connect the tongue to the palate, inhale and exhale. Let's be aware of sources of income, gifts, savings, investments, maybe lands that are stuck somewhere, property that is stuck, money that is stuck somewhere. We're going to bless all of that with our crown and our heart chakra. Okay. Let's be aware of our crown. Let's be aware of our heart. Let's raise our hands in blessing position. We have just learned that sowing seeds is a good thing. And so let us bless all those people who help us with our financial prosperity. our business, our clients, our workers, our employees, our employers, our spouse, our parents, our children, whatever is your source of income, whoever helps us live the life we live, let's bless them. Let's also be aware that gratitude is a really, really important message to send to the universe, which helps to improve our prosperity. So let us be grateful. Let us say thank you in our heart. Visualize the person who is responsible primarily for our income. If it's ourselves, well and good. Let's bless ourselves. Let's smile. Be grateful for what we have. When we are grateful for what we have, the spiritual cord opens and it opens the doorway for many, many more sources of income to come in. Okay. For some of us who are owed money by other people, try to see if you can bless the person who owes you money with at least 10 times the amount of money that they owe you. So if they owe you 10,000 rupees, then you need to bless them with at least a lakh of rupees. If they owe you a lakh of rupees, you need to bless them with 10 lakh rupees. Basically, what we are doing is we're trying to make it easy for them to return whatever is due to us. In case that's one of the things that you're dealing with, let's also bless ourselves with the ability to sow the right seeds to improve our karmic balance sheet by sowing little, little seeds of gifts, of tips to people who work with us, waiters, guards, people like that. We can sow little seeds. We can start from there. We can definitely invest in good gifts for people. And most importantly, we can be generous with our love. We can be generous with our blessings. Let's open our heart, open our crown, be aware. If you know what a balance sheet looks like, great. Otherwise, just visualize your own karmic balance sheet and let's just bless it. Bless it with expansion in the right way. Bless it with the right balance of current income and investment in assets. Some little trees that we can harvest right now in a few months. Some little plants that we can harvest in a few months. And some great big trees that are going to last for many, many, many years. And of course, a whole bunch of trees in the middle. So let's create many, many sources of income, sources and channels. In case we are not sure how that is, that's fine. Let's just bless ourselves with many, many sources of income to help improve our karmic balance sheet, to enable us to be channels of prosperity for others. The more we have, the more we give. More importantly, the more we give, the more we will have. So let's start with the cycle of giving. Let's also give blessings to the people affected with the coronavirus, both financially, health wise, relationships. Let's bless the entire planet Earth with rapid and proper evolution, development, and rapid learning of its lessons from the coronavirus. Inhale and exhale. Let's try to be sure that our heart is open. Again, those of us who have done pranic healing, perhaps you can check the size of your heart before and after the blessings and see what happens when we give away a lot of blessings. Okay, let's bless ourselves. Let's visualize a golden shower of light. Let's visualize a shower of gold if that's what you desire. Let's visualize money pouring down from all angles. For, when we say chappar phar ke in Hindi, which basically means the roof opened and the money came in, something like that. So let's visualize that. The roof opened and the money came in. So today's session's focus for the karmic balance sheet is on prosperity and money. So we are focusing on prosperity and money. Let's bless ourselves. Let's also bless our financial targets, health targets, relationship targets, and spiritual targets. Let's bless our projects. Our home is already filled up with money, so now we can move to the workplace. Again, open the roof, let the good stuff come in. Visualize it coming in. Be grateful for what we have so that the angels, the devas, and the great ones know that we are happy with what we have. Let's be happy so they know that they can send us more of that stuff. Okay? Let's gently open our eyes. Come back to the body. Let's massage our face, scalp, neck, shoulders, arms, chest, the back. Don't forget the hips, the belly. You know, some of us don't massage our belly because it's big and we don't like it. So that's not a great way to handle it. So let's just massage our belly, release the energy congestion there, and that'll help overall. So thank you, everyone. I hope you found that interesting. So if you have any questions, you can just text us on our WhatsApp group, or you can drop a message here. We will try to incorporate as many questions as we can. Those of us who are happy with the healing, thank you so much for your feedback. That is very appreciated. And that's it. Let's try and improve our karmic balance sheet, which is we are going to strengthen the assets. We are going to improve the quality of our assets, and we are going to expand the size of our karmic balance sheet, right? So that's our target for this week. So thank you for joining us in this journey, and we'll see you soon. Bye.